What is up, Nerd Nation? It's your boy Hunter here from Film Nerd TV. And yes, you are reading the title screen for this correctly. You are seeing everything correctly. Your dreams are not deceiving you. We are back doing the Riverdale recap shows.
Oh boy.
God, we are so behind on this. This is season 2, episode 11. The Wrestler.
I wonder whose fault that is.
I'm joined by Chance Ellison. How's it going?
It's going good. Yeah, we're really behind. I wonder whose fault that is.
I want a chance.
It's Hunter's. He's totally behind the scenes. People behind the camera. It's Hunter's fault. That's what we've been doing the show.
It's never my fault. What are you talking about? It's never my fault. So, yes, we are back doing the recap shows for season 2. We're going to finish up to the end of season 2. Hopefully, there will be a season 3. I heard that there is, but
no, there is. There's going to be season 3.
Okay, great. So you guys know how we do this. I almost forgot how we do this, but we go over our positives, our negatives, and then we give it a rating out of 5 stars. The episode a rating out of 5 stars. So, Chance, why don't you start with some of your, like, what the episode was about? Because I remember what it's about, but they might not, and your favorite parts and moments.
Okay, so it's kind of hard to take about. But basically, what's going on is they're celebrating this holiday called Pickens Day, which is kind of like the Founders Day. I think it's like General Pickens. It's like, yeah, kind of like Riverdale President's Day. And but like we find out that President Pickens is kind of like it's kind of like the Christopher Columbus of Riverdale. Yeah, no, he came in to this like Native American tribe, murdered a bunch of them, and then he's like, the land, hand it over. Mm-hmm. But while all this is going on, well, like Jughead's like doing stuff with that, but while all this is going on, Archie decides to take up wrestling. Yes, that's the thing that happens in this show. Yeah, there's this whole power struggle between Hiram Lodge and Archie. It pretty much, well, I can't say escalates. It happens. It goes. It's all done through the backdrop of wrestling. And before we get into what I don't like about this, I'm gonna start into what I do like. Which, okay, well, Hunter, you haven't seen it, but this is kind of the part where Riverdale starts to go bad. Well, like bad in operative sense, so kind of it's interesting. But either way, the first thing I have on my pros list is they made a Snowpiercer reference. That's all they did. It's when I think it was Jughead talking about like segregation of like serpents and all that. It's like this is Snowpiercer and we're the people in the back eating the bars of cockroaches. I'm like, oh yeah, Snowpiercer reference. Don't hear those very often. But like something I noticed, like they make it painfully obvious in the season that Jughead likes movies, because like he literally has to like reference them like every 3 seconds.
Yeah,
like, every 3 sentences. But yeah, there's that, and something I also like seeing is I like seeing Graham Greene in things, because we have Graham Greene playing Tony's grandfather, who was I think it was like his grandfather was involved with the whole slaughtering of the native tribe. Can't remember what the tribe is called.
Uatai or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But like, yeah, I think he was a kid at the time, or like really young, or maybe it was his grandfather. I don't remember. But either way, it's nice seeing Graham Greene in things.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna start with one of my pros, and it's kind of a big one for me because so far I've loved the development of Cheryl's character.
Sure.
Like how she, when season 1 started, she didn't care about anybody. She was like that high and mighty, like, Mean Girls type plastic character. But now, like, you can tell she really does start to care about people, especially towards the end when they're doing the big march, with the signs, with the tape over the mouth. And she, joins with them and takes a sign and really is on their side because of what happened. And the moment that she had with her mom was really good too, when she's like, oh, so you're telling me that, was it great grandfather, right?
Great grandpappy. That's another thing. Cheryl always talks like she's 6, which is kind of strange, because like great grandpappy Blossom.
Yeah, but still, like, I liked how she was like in that scene. She was like, "So you're telling me that he murdered all these women and children and all these men to take the land for some maple trees? You know, is that what this was all about?" I like kind of her development so far.
Maple syrup, I believe, is the cause of all problems on this
Maple
show.
syrup is like the devil in Riverdale. It will cause you harm.
God damn, like, yeah, maple syrup. Maple syrup used to be nice. You know, you have it in the morning. People put it on pancakes. You know, it was a nice, like, sweet treat. Now it's like, oh Jesus.
Maple syrup in Riverdale is like bad sex. You just can't get away from it.
Oh no. It's like a bad hookup. It's just like
you wish you could get away from it. It just keeps coming back to haunt you.
Exactly, like it's fucking maple syrup. But either way, yeah, which I do. I do also like, you know, the message about, they try to have a message about like the marginalization of Native American people, which I think are the only projects that Graham Greene takes, because, you know, he was a Dance with Wolves. He was in Wind River last year, which I really love a lot. And he's awesome in it. But Wind River was amazing. But yeah, you know, it's nice. It's nice seeing him, and it's nice that they try to do something a little profound in this show. Mm-hmm. Until they sideline that for wrestling, but we'll get to that later.
All right, go ahead with another one of your positives. Oh, was that?
No, that was my next positive.
Oh, okay. Another one I'm gonna bring on is which we do go back to the wrestling portion of this.
Jesus.
Actually, it's two. I like seeing Chuck Clayton back just because I like that character.
Oh yeah, because he's still around.
Yep, he's still around. And two, I like the intrigue of Archie trying to pretty much get himself in good terms with Hiram. Good old Hiram Lodge, you know, the school wrestler the old fireman's carry.
Who was totally not the bad guy, everyone. Hiram, who's totally not the bad guy, everyone.
Hiram Lodge, Mark Consuelos did incredible with this character.
I mean, sure. I mean, when you have to say every line that you're talking in a microphone with the evil filter on it, it's just like, Archie, I used to be intimidated with you in Veronica's room, but after seeing you on the mat, I'm okay.
That was a funny line. He was like,
that was a funny line.
I'm not scared anymore.
No, yeah, because like like I said earlier, so Archie decided to, after a white man can't jump homage, Archie decided to take up wrestling. Yeah, white men can't jump minus black people. Chuck Clayton was not available that day, but
I remember there's literally only two black guys. That's Pop.
It's
and that's Chuck Clayton
and Pop. But yeah, so he decided to take up wrestling.
Pop will not be around long, so it would only be Chuck left.
Yeah, so he decided to take up wrestling because that's what Hiram Lodge did. That's what Hiram Lodge did in high school, and he's apparently very good at it, allegedly. Because they show you a picture of Hiram Lodge in high school, a picture that looks nothing like Mark Consuelos.
No.
It's like who the fuck is this?
That's not him.
Yeah, and like there's like he's basically trying to get Hiram Lodge to like him.
Yeah.
So, which like at least to a scene where like he has to wrestle with Kevin, in which I'm convinced he popped a boner, but at the next day. The next day
we just started and we're already off the walls.
Well, it's Riverdale. What can you do?
It is.
But yeah, so at least the next day where Hiram goes to wrestling practice, and he pretty much calls Archie a bitch the day before. He makes him his bitch this day.
Yeah he does.
Which, like, I guess isn't that assault? You're basically like tackling a kid who's like, you.
No, pretty much. No, because it's wrestling. It's combat sport.
I mean, it's a combat sport for children, but this is a 45-year-old man.
Let's just say Archie's 18 and like it's legal.
Yeah, sure. I do love like even when like he's got him dead to rights, he's got to take the time to go like, "You will never defeat me."
Since when did Marco Consuelos' Harem Lodge become Skeletor from Masters of the Universe?
You clearly didn't watch Masters of the Universe because Skeletor's voice is way higher than this. I'll get you, He-Man.
I just want to see Marcus Wells do that now. He's like the over the top most Australian villain.
He pretty much already is.
Yep. And of course, we cannot forget Jughead's storyline. Going back to the natives and stuff like that. I like that angle they took with it. Which we'll go on to my negatives a little bit later about that, but I do like how Jughead is trying to help and like, ends up screwing up majorly.
Not you, Whitey. You don't get to tell the story.
Not you, Whitey. Me. I can tell it.
No, exactly. So
and of course,
you get scenes of. Sorry, go ahead.
And of course, at the beginning of the episode, we always got to bring this up. Skeet Ulrich is back.
Skeet. Skeet's back.
He's always a positive, man. He's always a positive.
Yeah, even in like the bad episodes, which we definitely get to in this season. Yeah, he's always a delight to watch because I like seeing Skeet Ulrich in things.
Every season has one bad episode.
Oh no, not Riverdale. We'll keep it going. But I won't spoil it for you. But man, they go in some directions. But either way.
Okay, let's move on to still our pros, but I want to hear your pros about the Betty storyline that they're going with here. With what's his name? Chick. Go ahead. Can you find any positives in this?
I defer.
No, you defer. I can find a few. I like the. Why do I forget Betty's mom's name? Mrs. Cooper. Alice. Yes, I like Alice and Hal's kind of bickering over him. I just thought that was kind of funny, especially when during Pickens Day when they're eating the breakfast and Hal's like, "I'm not going." She goes, "Well, I'm not going to beg you."
Yeah, it's like I don't need you.
I don't need you.
Like
I like.
Keep going.
I kind of like the interaction between Chick and Betty. To a point. It does get creepy when she's like, "Show me this online sex thing. This online sex."
Okay. We never really find out if it's actually for sex. But
yeah,
it's
true. Dude,
I gotta go into negatives real quick because Kevin's on there, so maybe it is for sex. But either way, if they kind of treat us like regular live streaming, which like they treat it kind of like this, like I know it's based on a comic from like the 50s or whatever, but they treat it kind of like this like evil thing. But it's like no, this is like the most normal thing you could be doing in 2018.
Yeah.
like. You think Jingle Jangle's bad? Wait till you hear the next epidemic. Internet live streaming. But any other
I feel like we're shitting all over this episode, but in my opinion, it wasn't a bad episode.
It's fine. But either way, some positive, some unintentional positives. That whole scene with Chick and Betty is it's kind of funny. It's very funny actually. And here's why.
A messed up laptop.
No, because like the dialogue in that scene is just so bad.
It is, but it's also Riverdale, so you kind of don't think about it.
No, yeah, exactly. But either way, like bad lines stick out to me. Is like the whole like there's a darkness in me scene was just so bad. I did
The
love
line
that
was
scene with
good. The delivery was off.
even the line is bad. No one can do that line justice. I did like uh I did like what was it? It's the one who's talking about like I know you webcam chick actually saw my dick. What?
Oh, what have you been looking at, Betty?
You did what?
What have you been looking at?
Oh jeez, but
Incest angle confirmed. Oh God.
But yeah, that's the positives.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Archie, you get to see Archie with the shirt, which is a very rarity in the show.
Rare. Very rare.
Very rare. And then later in the episode, the shirt comes off.
Because it has to.
It has it's part of KJ's contract.
That's in KJ's contract. Like every episode, he has to have one scene with his shirt off.
At least one.
Unless it's like season 2, episode 7, where it's like 50 just shirtless guys calling out the Black Hood.
The shirtless ratio. It's like, okay, we don't need you to stand out, so you keep your shirt on in this scene. Can we just talk about that? Was that supposed to intimidate somebody? Because like I'm not intimidated by that. Just like, hey, you got a gun? I got shirtless men. Come at me, bro. Oh,
well, technically speaking, the Black Hood was a horrible shot. We've already mentioned that before.
Oh yeah, no, Black Hood can't shoot for shit.
No, he cannot. Speaking of that, I still don't believe that the Black Hood has been captured.
Oh no, wait,
it cannot be that easy.
He died. No, he died. It was like we found out it was Mr. Svensson, who we met like the episode prior, and then he died. So
I kind of wanted to be someone else, kind of like a Scream where there's like 2 Black Hoods.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it'd be kind of a letdown for Black Hood to go out like that.
Yeah, because it's literally just like one shot by Archie, and
especially because like it's the character we're literally just introduced to like in 2 episodes ago. Had like 6 sentences, and we get all the information we need to get about him in like 6-7 minutes.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, so
back on to the actual episode. I have another positive, which is
oh boy.
Let me see if I can think of it. I like the interaction between Archie and Hiram, especially when they start bickering back and forth, especially in the in Hiram's workroom or whatever, when Archie just comes out and says, I took care of Veronica when you couldn't. I was there when you were locked up behind bars. I just like that whole interaction between them two. I
just like Hiram because he talks like a supervillain like all the time on this show.
And Chance, remember, he's not the villain.
Oh yeah, totally not the villain, guys.
All right, so let's go on to some of our cons, which just seems like we've been shitting all over this episode, but there were good things about it. Chance.
Okay, so yeah, I already mentioned there's a dark immune scene. The whole Chick and Betty subplot, I think, was by far the least interesting part of the show. Due in part because the actors playing them they don't have the best chemistry. I don't like as far as everything on the show. I think that's the link between two of them is the weakest.
I actually like the girl who plays Betty. I think she.
No, like Lily Reinhardt's great. Like all the actors on this show are like they're all capable. They've all been doing the best they can.
Them two don't work.
No, exactly. And like she's kind of playing it like it's supposed to be a brother, but he's kind of playing it like her creepy porn mentor. It's really kind of disturbing.
Porn mentor.
Yeah, I did say porn mentor. That's the
first time on this channel those 3 words have been said in that order.
And the wrestling scene. Wrestling's a boring sport. So when the climax hinges on a wrestling match, like wrestling itself was just kind of boring to watch, and so the whole climax between him and Chuck Clayton, which is completely out of regulation and would not happen. I don't give a shit what streak Hiram Lodge could pull. No, you're not fighting Chuck Clayton. That's not how wrestling works. But
we have weight classes for a reason.
they have weight classes for a reason.
And somehow Chuck still loses.
Yeah, like no, Chuck Clay would not lose. And yeah, I do find it funny because it's like we spent so much of the first season just on like a music plot for Archie, and at this point, we're like even just admits like now we're done with that, no more.
Yep. Which I didn't really mind about that because it wasn't really a main part of Archie in the very first episode, 2 or 3 episodes maybe, but they never really hammered it home a lot. I don't see it as a major plot in the Archie character, which I know it is in the comics, but in the show they do a very bad job of portraying it.
It's not like he had a whole affair with a music teacher or whatever, but fine.
And literally that was like what, 3 episodes, 4 episodes, and then she was fucking
she's gone. Oh boy.
Alright, going on to me.
Your cons.
Again, I'm gonna agree with the chemistry between Betty and Chick. I don't like that subplot at all. I don't like the fact that Jughead is still whining about being back at Riverdale, even though he's with his friends, he's with his girlfriend.
Well, it's not his girlfriend right now.
I thought they were, but
no,
whatever.
They're still broken up.
But he still continues to whine and cry that the Southside High is gone, even though he was there for what, 3 weeks, 4 weeks at most.
But like that's, I think, an underlying problem that I'm noticing with the season as a whole. That these characters just have no consistency.
Yeah,
it's kind of like every character like a split personality because like their emotion, their motivation will change literally from one scene to the next.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't bother me as much, but yeah, it's kind of a weird sudden change that Jughead, who's in season 1, he always, even though he had his journalistic, ideals, he would always see the bright side of everything. He was the guy you would come to kind of have that little bright slight of hope. In this season, he fucking gave up. He's like, I'm done.
He's a dick in this season.
I'm done. I want to be a dick this season. I'm done.
Who do you think he is? Henry Cavill Superman?
Oh, fuck you. Those are really the only things that really stick out to me is like Jughead's sudden character change and the fact that he's whining and crying about Southside High being gone, even though he's been there for what feels like a month and a half at most before it got closed down.
And on the subject of Jughead, we had this counter that we got to change from a 22. I'm sorry, it should have been 23. But either way, we got to go from a 23 to a 24.
Hey, it's back.
Hey, the counter's back.
We are hitting all of our major beats here. We've already talked about the Black Hood being a horrible shot. We brought back the counter. Everything's here.
Except just got the airtight alibi, which has the airtight alibi for not being here.
Which, hey, Hiram Lodge is not the villain. You know why? He has the airtight alibi. We did. We got one in there. So Chance, go ahead and give your rating of this out of 5 stars for this episode.
Out of 5. I don't know if this is because I've already seen this whole season. I'm not gonna spoil anything for you, but this is kind of sort of like a downward trend spiral. I don't think it does anything to advance the whole plot of the story, plot of the overarching season, anything. So, but it's a fine filler episode, and there's a lot of bad moments, but there's enough stupid moments for me to give this a 3.
A 3 out of 5?
Yeah, fine.
I'm gonna go a little bit higher. I'm going 3.5.
Okay.
Out of 5. I feel like you said, there are some bad parts in there, and I'm definitely not in those. But there were a lot of good ideas and good storylines that they tried to go with in this episode that I feel like they hit upon really good, especially the Indian tribe and, you know, all the Pickens Day stuff I felt was really, really good. There was a lot of crazy stuff and like so on the edge of being so stupid, but it's like that good stupid. Where it's just like, yeah, you know, I can enjoy this. So I'm going 3.5. So instead of going, you know, predictions since you've already seen the whole season.
Well, I did have a
watch it without me.
I did have a prediction. Like I wrote the notes when I first watched the episode, and I'm not gonna say if it's right or not, but at this point, like when I saw it, I had prediction.
Okay, go ahead.
Chick, like seems that they're hinting at it that Hal Cooper is not Chick's father.
Yeah.
Like they're still like subtly hinting at it. Well, not subtly, I mean, but they're hinting at the fact that, you know, Alice may have had an affair with someone else, and that Chick's father might be someone else.
Is that the only prediction you have?
That's the only prediction I have. That's the only prediction I had watching this.
Okay. I want to talk about something that has been brought up a few times that kind of does deal with Riverdale or ties in. What are your thoughts on this, the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina that Netflix is doing?
Sure.
I have high hopes for it.
I don't. I mean, I guess I know who's going to be in it. It's going to be the kid I don't like from Mad Men, Ross Lynch. And I think Etta Candy is playing her wife, and the Etta Candy from Wonder Woman.
I think so.
So I forgot the actor's name. Forgive me. But yeah. I mean, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina could be good, could be bad. Is it like confirmed it's going to be in the same universe as Riverdale?
Yes, it's confirmed.
I think that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. But
what? I mean, I can see why it's tied in because, you know, Sabrina.
I know that's where Sabrina started, but like at that point, you're pretty much confirming that magic exists in the Riverdale universe, which could cause a whole bunch of story problems.
You don't have to bring it into Riverdale. You can keep it in.
But they exist in the same universe, so it's still like whether or not they bring it in, it's still there.
But what I'm saying is they can keep them separate enough to where you can tell the difference apart.
It's kind of like how in the Star Wars prequels they they actually made like a huge plot hole in the originals where they actually revealed that R2-D2 could fly. It's like, hey asshole, if you can fly. I think it's gonna be the same thing. It's just like magic could be the be all fix all to all the problems here.
I don't think they're gonna do like a cinematic universe where everything's timed.
No, I mean they're not. But like you can't ignore the fact that it exists.
It exists in the same universe, but I feel like they're gonna keep it in what is it? What's the name of the town Sabrina's from? Greendale. Yes, they're gonna keep it centric in Greendale, and you may get a mention of Riverdale here or there, but you're not going to see any characters come by. You're not going to see anything like that.
Even that, I still think that pokes a major hole into this world.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, but the reason I'm more excited about it is because this is also following the comic arc, the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, the comic arc that came out, I think in 2007, 2008? Something like that.
Yeah.
But what I'm excited about is a darker type horror tone on witchcraft and magic. Like, that's what I'm looking forward to. You can take so much horror elements from that and make it really, like, terrifying or not terrifying, but, like, suspenseful, and I think and considering I think Netflix is doing this one, so I don't think CW is doing it.
Yeah, it's going straight to Netflix,
which is also a very good platform for it to be on. So I'm excited for it, but like I said, it could be horrible. It could be great. You know, we just gotta wait until we actually see it or see a trailer or something about it. But like I'm excited for it. Chance is indifferent about it, I'll say, kind of on the negative side over there, like he always is.
It's a thing that's happening.
All right. So yeah, that's our rating and our kind of, I guess, predictions. Well, not really a prediction for me, but just I want to talk about the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, so I brought it up. Chance, where can the people find you online?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Chance Wars.
Got your damn phone, Chance.
Yeah, sorry. You can find me at Twitter. I was just making something funny about Sabrina. But you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at ChanceWars_91. From my YouTube channel, Chance the Critic. Check out Full Metal Media, a channel that I help produce. And check out my podcast I do with my buddy Russell Howell, Notorious by Chance, wherever podcasts are found.
Yep, awesome. And if you guys enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe to Film Nerd TV. Check out my Patreon, my Stardust, my Twitch, and my Twitter at Film Nerd TV. Thank you for joining us, and we will be back for episode 12. Don't worry, it won't be a whole year. We promise this time. And we'll see you guys soon. Peace.